In the previous video we showed how when a write conflict occurs because a user who was disconnected made an edit to a row in the server database that some other user has also edited, how the write conflict is resolved through a UI in the mobile application. But now we're going to show how the developer has complete control over the resolution of write conflict. So let's quickly go here and first recreate the write conflict and show how it's resolved in the user interface. So I'm going to go to this record over here which says Becky and change that to Becky 3, but then I'm going to go before I commit this data now to the server, I'm going to go to the database over here and change this now from Becky 2 over here to Becky 4 and then commit the data. So now this row now contains Becky 4. This is now a committed change, and now when this user goes ahead now and he tries to commit the data, he's going to get a write conflict because some other user now has changed that value to Becky 4. So now let's go and look and see how the developer can intervene in the resolution of write conflicts. So we'll go back now to the server, go back to the component, sorry, and open up the list control here and go now to our detail view and look at table properties. So we can see that there's an event here called the onWrite conflict event. Now this is the event that fires on the server whenever a write conflict occurs, and we can see that we're calling an XBasic function. This is a user-defined XBasic function called onWrite conflict. So let's go now to our XBasic functions, and here we can see we have a XBasic function that we've created called onWrite conflict, and we've said here resolve conflicts false, which means that the user is going to be responsible for resolving conflicts. So what I'm going to do now is go here and change this to true, which means that I, the developer, in my event handler over here, am going to choose how to resolve write conflicts, and I'm going to say that all write conflicts should be resolved using the user on the mobile device's value. So I'm going to go there and say use mine. So the choices here would be use mine, use theirs, or custom, which means that I can actually go ahead for each field that is in conflict and specify an explicit custom value. So let's go ahead now and try this out. So I'll go back now over to working preview, and in fact what I think I'll do here is put in a debug 1 so we can actually see this event firing. So let's go ahead now, and we can see here this says Becky 4. I'm going to go here and make that Becky 5 and then save it locally, then go to the server here and update it from Becky 4 to say Becky 6 and then commit that data. So now Becky 6 has been committed to the server, and now I'm going to go here and try to do my synchronize. So we hit the write conflict, and you can see now that the server-side event handler has fired, and now we can basically choose to resolve the conflict ourselves. So we're going to say resolve the conflict using my value, but we could also basically go here and look inside E, and this is going to tell us basically what the original value was, the new value, and the current value. So what we could do if we wanted is go and actually set the value over here, the current value, to whatever value we want and resolve the write conflict using a custom value. But I'm going to just go ahead here and say resolve conflicts true using mine. So I'll go ahead there and click OK. So we can see now that the record has saved. There's no indication to the user that there was a write conflict, and if we go and look at the data over here, we can see that this Becky 6 will change now to Becky 5 because the user's value was automatically selected in the write conflict resolution. So what we've shown over here is that the developer has a huge amount of control over how write conflicts are resolved by writing his own event handler to process the write conflicts, and if he chooses not to process them, then the write conflicts are pushed back to the client, and the client can then resolve them using a very intuitive user interface. Thanks very much for watching.